In this video we are looking at the Voigtlander Bessa T Leica M mount camera and how it compares to a Leica M6. Let's take a look. So let me put the Leica M6 next to it. Can you notice any difference? Hello, welcome back. Matt from MrLeica.com. As I should probably mention at the start of other videos, I'm a UK photographer specialising in female portraiture. You can find me on Instagram at MrLeica.com. And today we're looking at the Voigtlander Bessa T camera. Not only that, we're looking at the Voigtlander Bessa T compared to a Leica M6. Both of these cameras are Leica M mount cameras, but the price difference is slightly different. Stay tuned and I'll tell you all you need to know about the Voigtlander Bessa T. Before we start, feel free to subscribe, and now we've reached over 100 videos on YouTube, I thought we could have a bit of fun. So currently I'm posting 2 videos a week to YouTube, in addition to those on the Patreon platform. Now I keep promising to start my second lens series, so for a bit of fun, if you want me to do an additional third video next week, I'll do that if this video reaches 200 or more likes before next week. So if you want me to post 3 videos next week, smash the like button on this video, and then also let me know in the comments, do you want a 35mm lens video or 50mm? Just write 35mm or 50mm. And then whichever one is the majority, either 35mm or 50mm, I'll record an additional video for next week, starting off my second lens series to follow on from my Leica M series. So the second lens series is going to be Leica thread mount lenses, so screw mount lenses, different from the first series, which is M mount lenses. I haven't quite finished all my M mount lenses yet, but I'm keen to get started on the LTM lenses as well, because I'm starting to use those quite a lot. So if you want to see 3 videos next week, smash the like button on this video, and as I say, let me know 35mm or 50mm, and then next week 3 videos will be coming. Okay, on with the video. So as mentioned, in this video we're looking at the Voigtlander Bessa T compared to the Leica M6, but I have looked at other Voigtlander Bessa cameras before. You may have already seen the Voigtlander Bessa R video, the Voigtlander Bessa R3A video, and the Voigtlander Bessa L video. So I have a few different Voigtlander Bessa cameras, and they all give kind of their own kind of pros and cons. So if you've not already seen those videos, I'll try and link them in the comments below, but if not, just search Bessa on my playlist and you'll find them. So like the other Voigtlander Bessa cameras, this is made by Casino Voigtlander in Japan. Can you see that? It was released in 2001 and in production till around 2004. At the time of release, the Voigtlander Bessa T was said to be the cheapest Leica M mount camera ever made. I'm not sure if that's true, because the little Minolta CL or Leica CL camera, film camera, is also quite affordable now, and these are now getting more expensive. So if we look at the price used, obviously, I looked on eBay and the price seems to be around £500 upwards. Sometimes you can get lucky and pick one up for maybe £400, maybe even less. But generally speaking, they seem to be going for around £500 in Europe. And then you can get them cheaper if you import them from Japan. Most of them listed are in Japan, which is often the case when you're looking at the Voigtlander cameras. So if you can't wait, import one from Japan. If you can wait, you might be able to get a deal, but it might take you a couple of months of waiting and hoping that someone lists something cheaper than £500. Like all the film cameras in the last couple of years, the price seems to kind of go up almost month on month. So if you do want one, the sooner you get it, the cheaper it may be, and hopefully you shouldn't lose any money. If you sell it next year, you might even make money, or in the years to come. So £500 may sound like a lot of money, but if you compare that to a Leica M6, these are listing for around £2,100, £2,200. So this is 4 times cheaper. And both of these cameras are Leica M mount cameras, meaning you can use your same Leica M mount lenses on either camera. So with that said, now you might be listening. 4 times cheaper, and it does the same job as the Leica M6. So why would I waste 4 times more money on a Leica M6? Well, let's have a look at that in a bit more detail. So first things first, the weight of these cameras is around 400 grams, and they're made of kind of metal polycarbonate composite. Leica is like solid metal, it feels well built. This feels lighter and less well built, but equally seems to be quite robust, and I've had no problems. And if like me you like to travel lightweight, I'm specifically looking for lightweight cameras, and so this is actually better for me because it's lighter than having to lug around a Leica M6 all day. Yes, the Leica M6 will probably last a lot longer, and I can hopefully pass it on to like next generations, but the Voigtlander is a much more kind of comfortable weight to kind of carry around all day. Now for any of you with a keen eye, this camera is slightly quirky. So let me put the Leica M6 next to it. Can you notice any difference? Obviously ignore the colour and the fact that this one's got a strap. The main difference is this has got a viewfinder. The Voigtlander Bessa T has no viewfinder. And it's like, what? How am I supposed to use a camera with no viewfinder? I'll come on to that in a second. Unlike the Voigtlander Bessa L camera, which has no viewfinder or rangefinder, the Voigtlander Bessa T has a rangefinder, but no viewfinder. Just for clarification, the Leica M cameras has a combined viewfinder and rangefinder together in this window. So that's kind of one benefit for the Leica, but the Bessa has more things to come, so don't rule it out yet. Okay, so if you want to compose your photo with your Voigtlander Bessa camera, you need an external hot shoe viewfinder. Like this. This is one example. This is a 50mm finder. So if I attach a 50mm lens to the Voigtlander Bessa T, I then need to attach a 50mm finder to the hot shoe, like so. Equally, if I was using a 35mm lens, I'd attach a 35mm viewfinder. I use quite a lot of different viewfinders, so I'll maybe do this in a separate video. So in terms of the look of this camera, they're often all black or black and silver, such as this one, but you can also get them in grey or olive. This is the standard Voigtlander Bessa T, but then I also have the pimped up anniversary version, the T101. So I'll steal the viewfinder for a second. So are you ready? Standard Voigtlander Bessa T, sexy anniversary Voigtlander Bessa T in the grey version with the amazing Voigtlander Heliar 50mm 3.5 lens and trigger winder. So I can probably hold this one to show you because it's got the grip as well. So it's trigger winder and grip combined, if you can see that. See the grip? So this just screws onto the base plate and the existing base plate is underneath, so you don't lose that. And with the grip it's really comfortable. You may ask what a trigger winder is. The trigger winder is like so, and this is your rapid fire device if you're that spray and pray photographer. Well, not quite. It's said to give you 2 or 3 frames per second compared to probably slower if you use this. So what do I mean? So obviously when you normally take a picture, you cock the shutter, take the picture, cock the shutter, take the picture. With a trigger winder, like so. So I'm not sure I'm ever going to need to shoot that fast, but the grip itself is extremely comfortable. And I do quite like the matte grey look. This particular version feels much more like a Leica. With the weight of the grip, they feel like a similar weight, and it just feels really nice in the hand. The grip is not to be underestimated. It really does make it feel more like, I don't know, perhaps an SLR camera or something, where it just kind of fits nicely into your hand, where with a Leica camera, it's not quite the same in terms of, yes, it's still nice, but the grip just gives you a bit more security. You can just wrap your hand around it really nicely. I like it. Obviously you can get accessory grips for most cameras, but this is just the one that happens to come with this. So as I say, this is the anniversary edition of the Voigtlander Bessa T, but it's basically the same camera as this, but this one feels kind of almost featherweight without the lens and the viewfinder and the trigger winder. This is kind of my user camera. This is kind of my nice to have camera. If you like the look of the anniversary version and you want to get the Voigtlander Heliar lens, you can find these on eBay normally for £800 to £1,000 in either grey, blue or olive green. And they all tend to have the lens and the trigger winder. And often you get them in kind of a nice presentation box. So a very nice kit if you can find one. Okay, so here are a few more benefits of the Voigtlander Bessa T compared to the Leica M6 we just looked at. First things first, the rangefinder. Yes, I know it doesn't have a viewfinder, but it has an amazing rangefinder. So the rangefinder of the Voigtlander Bessa T has got a 1.5 magnification and a effective base length of longer than a Leica M6. What does that even mean? That means that the rangefinder is more accurate on the Voigtlander Bessa T than it is on the Leica M6. Why is that important? That's important if you want to use fast 50mm lenses or say longer lenses, say my 90mm f2 Summicron or the, as I say, 50mm Noctilux or 50mm Summilux f1.4. When you want to critically focus a lens, the Voigtlander Bessa T is actually better than the Leica M6 as it kind of comes out of the box. Now personally, as you'll know if you've seen my other videos, I use a 1.4 magnifier on my Leica M6 to make it more accurate so I can focus more accurately. But out of the box, the Voigtlander Bessa T is better than the Leica M6 in terms of rangefinder accuracy. But it gets even better. Not one Leica M camera offers a diopter built into the camera, which seems strange to me when if you look at my Leica 3 videos, say the Leica 3A, Leica 3G, those cameras have a built-in diopter in camera, which I think is brilliant because for me personally, it helps my eyesight and helps me critically focus. So why they dropped the feature from the M range, I have no idea, and they really should have started putting it back into kind of newer models. In contrast, the amazing guys at Voigtlander built in a diopter onto the back of the camera. Can you see that? So it's got a built-in diopter so you can accurately set up your rangefinder to kind of really nail focus for kind of precision accuracy. The rangefinder is slightly different to a Leica. When you look through a Leica M6, you see the square rangefinder patch in the middle of the viewfinder. When you look through the Voigtlander Bessa T, it's like a tube, and you look through the tube and it's a round hole at the end, and you use a round hole to kind of line up your image. So how I use a Voigtlander Bessa T personally, first I'll put my eye on the rangefinder. I'll then use the lens to critically compose. So I'm now focused on you guys. And then I'll move my eye from the rangefinder to the viewfinder. I can compose to get you bang in the center or off center if I'm using rule of thirds, something like that. And then obviously take my shot. So on a Leica, your eye stays in the same window. You focus and compose in the same window, take your photo. In the Voigtlander Bessa T, it's similar to using a Leica 3 camera in a way, in that you have to move your eye first from the rangefinder to the viewfinder, then take your shot. Well, that's how I do it anyway. But you do have to move your eye, so it is a two-step process, meaning that photos are quicker to take with a Leica M camera. But you can critically focus better with a Voigtlander Bessa T camera. So as you can see in terms of size, the Leica M6 and the Voigtlander Bessa T are reasonably similar. The Voigtlander might be slightly narrower. If you look on the top of the camera, you'll see both cameras have a hot shoe in the center, but the Voigtlander Bessa T has the advantage of a maximum shutter speed of 1/2000 compared to 1/1000 on a Leica. And then also it has a maximum flash sync speed of 1/125 compared to 1/50 on a Leica. Both cameras have the frame counter on the top plate, and they both also have frame rewind cranks, like so. And then you kind of fold it down when you don't need it. The Leica M6 has a built-in light meter, as you may know from my previous Leica M6 videos, and you see the information in the viewfinder. The Voigtlander Bessa T also has a light meter, but in contrast, the Voigtlander Bessa T light meter is on the back of the camera. I'll wind it on. So as you can see, it's lighting up red at the moment, meaning underexposed because the lens cap's on. And now it's red overexposed because the lens cap's off. And then when the exposure is correct, it will go green. I've had no issues with the light meter, but equally I also use a handheld light meter because that's what I'm used to using on some of my more vintage cameras. One thing I didn't mention, if you're a Leica M shooter, you will know that many of the Leica M cameras focus as close as 0.7 meters. In contrast, the Voigtlander Bessa T focuses as close as 0.9 meters, so it doesn't focus quite as close. Another small advantage of the Leica M camera is the viewfinder is parallax corrected, meaning the frame lines move depending on if you're close to the subject or further away from your subject. On the Voigtlander Bessa T, because you're using a hot shoe viewfinder, in most cases if it's just a simple viewfinder such as this one, if you focus close, the framing in the viewfinder is no longer accurate. I found out this the hard way, so I'll show a photo now. This is taken with the Voigtlander Bessa T and a 90mm macro Elmar M lens and this hot shoe viewfinder. I focused at 0.9 meters for this portrait, but because the hot shoe viewfinder is not parallax corrected, I missed my photo. There is a way around this. You can get viewfinders where you adjust the distance on the viewfinder, and that would alleviate that problem. So maybe I need to invest in one of those for the future if I'm planning to do more 90mm kind of headshots. So what's my verdict on the Voigtlander Bessa T? Would I recommend this camera? Yes, 100%. So much so that I have two. Why would you buy this camera? Because it's over 4 times cheaper than a Leica M6 and will give you the same images. As I'm sure you're aware, it's not the camera that makes the photo, it's the lens, and I guess the photographer as well. So it really doesn't matter if you're using a Leica M6 or a Voigtlander Bessa T. Both will take identical photos if you use the same lens on both bodies. But this body is 4 times cheaper than this body. So this may be your entry point into the world of the Leica M lenses at an affordable price. The Voigtlander Bessa T is a lot cheaper than some of the other Bessa cameras, which are more kind of automated and more Leica-like with the combined viewfinder rangefinder, such as the Voigtlander Bessa R3A. That is very Leica-like in terms of viewfinder, but for that reason the price is over 2 times the cost of the Voigtlander Bessa T. So sometimes being different pays off in terms of you get a lot cheaper camera that's seemingly less known. I personally didn't know the Voigtlander Bessa T camera existed until maybe less than 12 months ago, and I've been shooting for 10 years, so I wish someone had told me earlier and I would have had one of these a lot sooner and probably have had more money in my bank account. Ignoring the cost, I would highly recommend the Voigtlander Bessa T for its lightweight and for the Leica M mount, and also the amazing rangefinder. I personally bought it for a combination of the rangefinder and the lightweight. If you already own a Leica M6 and perhaps you're going on a trip and you want a backup body, rather than carrying 2 Leica cameras with you, a Voigtlander Bessa T would also work really well as kind of a affordable backup solution for your existing kind of main camera, if your main camera is a Leica. Is the Voigtlander Bessa T for everyone? I'd say no, because of the 2-step process. Now it depends how you shoot. I would say if you enjoy wide lenses, say 50mm or wider, and particularly if you stop your lenses down, so say you shoot street on a 28mm at f8 all day, you don't need a Voigtlander Bessa T. In this scenario, if you've already got a lot of Leica M glass, which you've invested in, then yes, the Voigtlander Bessa T will be good, because although you don't need the accurate viewfinder, you can just put on your, in this example, 28mm hot shoe viewfinder and shoot f8 all day, and it's a lightweight setup and it will do the job exactly the same as a Leica would. But there is a but. If you haven't yet started buying Leica M lenses and you're totally new and you just want a rangefinder camera and you've got no lenses and no cameras and you want to shoot 35mm or wider with the lens stopped down particularly, then do check out the Voigtlander Bessa R. The Voigtlander Bessa R is much faster to use because it has a built-in viewfinder rangefinder, and then that way you don't need the hot shoe viewfinder. The Voigtlander Bessa R is particularly suited to 35mm and 28mm shooters because it has the 35mm frame lines, and then you just use the whole viewfinder area for the 28mm kind of focal length composition. So Voigtlander Bessa R if you want a fast camera with built-in 35mm, 50mm and additional frame lines. But the Voigtlander Bessa R is not like an M mount. That means you need to buy different lenses, not like M lenses. The lenses you will need are the Leica screw mount lenses or LTM lenses, which is the series I talked about at the start of this video. So if you've not yet smashed the like button, smash the like button, because these are the lenses which I'm going to be talking about in the next lens series, and I'll do a video next week if these videos reach 200 likes by the start of next week. So Voigtlander Bessa R is great, but you need different lenses. If you're already using like M mount lenses, then the Voigtlander Bessa T is the cheapest option, as I understand it, other than a Minolta CL. So just quickly, I know I'm jumping all over the place. The Leica CL or Minolta CL is very similar to a Voigtlander Bessa R camera in that it has built-in frame lines, but the rangefinder is, for a better word, complete crap. It is not accurate and it is no use to anybody if you're trying to critically focus, in my case, a portrait. I just cannot see to critically focus because the rangefinder magnification is so low on both the Leica CL and the Voigtlander Bessa R. Both cameras are amazing if you want to shoot street, but equally both are rubbish if you want to shoot accurate portraits with fast lenses wide open. I believe the Leica CL or Minolta CL is cheaper than the Voigtlander Bessa R, and both cameras offer Leica M mount. So, and the Leica CL is smaller. So it depends what's important to you. If you want a good rangefinder, buy the Voigtlander Bessa T. If you want the cheapest like M mount camera, as at today, as far as I know, buy the Leica CL, but don't assume it's very good for fine-tuned portraits. And then buy the Voigtlander Bessa R if you want 35mm built-in frame lines. If you're now totally confused, I'm going to do a roundup of all the rangefinder cameras when I've covered all the rangefinder cameras that I've got, and I'll clearly tell you in my mind which camera suits which job, because in most cases each camera will have a certain strength where it's suited to a particular application. Here are some Voigtlander Bessa T photos. I enjoyed the Voigtlander Bessa T for portraits because it's very accurate, because of its very accurate viewfinder. It's kind of similar to using a Leica M3 in that regard. But then equally I like the Voigtlander Bessa T for travel, say for cycling or for running, because it's lightweight and so it's much lighter to carry around in kind of my backpack. So that's the Voigtlander Bessa T. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and please give me a thumbs up if you didn't like it but you want a video next week. And then hopefully if we hit 200 likes I can do an additional video as mentioned. If you've not yet subscribed and you enjoy this type of content, make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications so not to miss the additional video next week and those thereafter. And let me know in the comments section both your thoughts on the Voigtlander Bessa T compared to a Leica, and also if you want a 35mm lens review or a 50mm lens review. You don't need to specify which lens, just tell me which focal length and that'll give me something as a starting point. And as always, a big thanks to my Patrons. If you've never heard of Patreon, click the video. Thanks for watching and back soon. Bye.